Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So for this Monday morning, I'm putting out two videos. The reason for that is, of course, our baby Neo and some huge things that just happened. And I released that video a couple hours ago at 6 a.m. But why am I talking about Uxin, U-X-I-N, again? And yes, I know the trolls are going to come out. Oh, they did a reverse split, and this is the second time they did it. But why am I still holding shares in this company, and why am I going to average down again starting from this week? Well, I'll tell you why. So, like Warren Buffett said, when you believe in a company, and they're doing all the things they're supposed to do, you're supposed to not look at the share price and just buy. And I believe in this company because King William Lee invested heavily in it, one. Number two, they are bringing the used car market to the digital space, which I believe is going to be, and don't get me wrong, they also have a lot of physical stores. For example, where they are now showcasing Neo's Neo EVs, where they are selling used EVs now. They finally started selling used EVs. They did a reverse split to be in compliance with the NASDAQ. And I'll tell you, let me get into the detail of it and you'll understand why I'm getting ready to buy more. And I'm just saying, you do your own due diligence and research, whether you decide to just hold what you have now, don't down course, don't average down, and just wait till it get back to what you paid for it. So Uxin, for those who don't know, is the used car. They're like the Carvana of China. And I love that business model. But in fact, before I get into this information I have for you guys, listen to what the CEO of Uxin had to say a couple of years ago, and then we'll talk about it, guys.
Hello,
You've
hi,
recently had your fourth quarter results. What do they tell you about how you're positioned for the next 12 months?
Right. So I want to first talk about how we target to service our customer. Yeah. And especially in the last 2 years, we developed a very revolutionary service way to our customer. Yeah, we connect the national used car supply as a one market. Previously, the Beijing customer just buy Beijing used car. And the lower tier city just buy lower tier used car. But the problem is supply and demand is quite unbalanced. So in past several years, we really pay some attention on how to make the digital transparency, the experience online, and the nationwide logistic, and after sales, the standardized. And when we build all of infrastructure, today we can enable people buying used car online. So last the Q4 the report shows a very strong growth on our cross-region business, and I think that's also the main target in next 12 months. We want to force this, and we forecast for this business to have a 4-time growth in 2019.
4 times growth. Okay. Yeah. You said in terms of the results, revenues were up, they beat estimates, transaction volume increased, the losses narrowed, and margins, though, were squeezed. I just wonder, in terms of the share price, because we're down about 60% since you listed, are investors just misreading this story? Are you being caught up in the trade tensions? What's going on there?
I think from an entrepreneur view, we are, especially I am more focused on the long-term growth. I believe that is a short-term market behavior. But the market. How I focus is I focus on how to deliver, our goal. Just as you say, we beat the revenue, we beat the bottom line, and we manage the financial risk, and we gain the cash, and very strong growth. But I think the market behavior, some short-term market behavior, is not the key that I will go into attention.
Given those stronger revenues, are you getting closer, do you think, to profitability? Is that something we might see this year?
Yeah, I believe last Q4, the results shows very strong trend. We go into the profitability. And we narrow 62%, the loss. In 2017, we lost 580 million RMB. in the 2017 Q4 quarter. Yeah, last quarter we only lost 224. Yeah, and you can also say we just reduce the sales and the marketing as a percentage of our revenue from 99% in Q4 2017 to 61% in Q4 2018. Yeah, that's a very strong, the significant, the indicate shows that we are going the right way to go to the profitability.
We saw 11% growth in the used car market in China last year. How much demand do you expect to see this year?
I think around 15%.
15%?
Yeah, we negotiated with a lot of the industry guys. Yeah, I think that's a common forecast for the used car.
And you have a partnership with Taobao, Alibaba's platform. Are you looking for additional partnerships?
Yeah, we are working very close in past several years, and I believe also in future. We wanted to use the super supply chain ability can also serve Taobao's customer. Yeah, and we can enable Taobao customer, they can also buy the used car, go through Taobao channel.
All right, guys, welcome back. So, like I said, like he was saying, it's part of the digital space. There's not enough, there's a high demand for used cars in China. They have the largest automotive market in the world, whether it's used or new. And listen to this now. Uxin saw a large drop in short interest in January after they did the reverse split. But why is that, Money Making Mitch? Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. Listen to this. As of January 15, there was short interest totaling 78,800 shares, a drop of 88.8%. Let me say that again. Uxin saw a large drop in short interest in January 15th. There was short interest totaling 78,800 shares, a drop of 88.8%. That's a huge drop, but why is that? You'll find out as I go on. From the December 31st total of 704,900 shares, based on the average trading volume of 32,200 shares, the days to cover ratio is currently 2.4 days. The days to cover ratio is currently 2.4 days. Approximately 1.8% of the shares of the stock are short sold, only 1.8%. A number of institutional investors have recently modified their holding of the company. Millennium Management LLC bought a new position in shares of Uxin during the second quarter, valued at approximately $339,000. But why did they buy is this a new part of their portfolio? Okay, you'll see as we go on. Invesco Limited increased its position in shares of Uxin by 59%. During the first quarter, Invesco Limited now owns 332,274 shares of the company stock valued at $339,000. Now, when they did a reverse split, it's actually better sometimes than liquidating and creating more shares, because now you have even more room for punishment from the shorts. But by doing this and gobbling up back shares, excuse me guys, the shorts have less of a chance of attacking it. So after the company stock valued at $339,000 after acquiring an additional 123,290 shares in the last quarter, Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated increased its position in shares of Uxin by 194.2% during the first quarter. Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated now owns 310,317 shares of the company stock valued at $317,000 after acquiring an additional 204,822 shares in the last quarter. Now remember guys, I said this before. King William Lee invested over $300 million in this company. And they are now also showcasing our EVs for us. We are using them as one of the designated dealerships apart from our NEO houses. So Goldman Sachs shares of the company now valued at $317,000 after acquiring an additional 204,822 shares in the last quarter. Vidant Investment Advisory LLC increased its position in shares of Uxin by 41.8% during the first quarter. Vidant Investment Advisory LLC now owns 233,064 shares of the company stock valued at $238,000 after acquiring an additional 68,648 shares. So these huge hedge funds and stuff are buying up more shares while others are panicking. As Warren Buffett said, when you believe and you see the long term, then, excuse me for that, guys, then you average down. Now, Street Corp increased its position in shares of Uxin by 12.1%. During the third quarter, State Street Corp now owns 383,650 shares of the company stock valued at $230,000. Now, I know I'm going to take a lot of heat for this video. Oh, they did another reverse split. I'm not here to just talk about companies that are skyrocketing. For example, you're going to see a lot of YouTubers come out when recently when NIO hit the $9 something mark, a lot of people who I didn't even know were YouTubers or existed started doing videos on YouTube videos on NIO. Now NIO made a huge pullback. They went silent. We don't see them. The same thing is going to happen again when NIO released a sub-brand. And we continue to grow, and our stock price start reflecting this. You're going to see these clowns come out doing, oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, NIO, NIO, NIO. Watch. But I doing this video on this company, even though while it's down in the stock price right now, even though it's a new company, even though they're still growing, because I see the vision where this company is going. And in the future, I think I'm going to be right, and people are going to say, Mitch, you were right. But I'm not going to do videos just because a company is skyrocketing. That's not what I'm going to do. I can come out and say, yeah, you can buy McDonald's now. I can come out and say, yeah, you can buy Home Depot, etc., etc. But I'm not going to do that. I like choosing companies, excuse me, guys, that are down, that has great CEOs, great business model, with prospect to being huge in the future. Maybe I might be wrong with this one, but I don't think I am. So anyway, State Street Corp now owns 383,650 shares of the company stock, valued at $230,000 after acquiring an additional 41,449 shares. So why are they still buying? And some of the trolls are going to come out and say, well, you know, they have a lot of money to waste. And yes, they are in the business of wasting money. You clown, you fool. So, they now own and 72.1, and listen to this, this is the part I want you guys to hear, why the shorts cannot attack this anymore. And it's going to happen with NIO. There's going to be a huge short squeeze coming. Remember I said that, 72.15% of the stock is currently owned by hedge funds and other institutional investors. So that in itself tells you there's not a lot of shares out there anymore and they can't short it anymore. That's why I'm going to be continuing to average down again and bring my average down again with this company. I believe they're going to post quarterly earnings in late February to early March of this year. Their last earnings beat estimates heavily, but the company was shorted heavily and it came down again. But this time they can't do it. That's just my opinion. I'm going to be averaging down yet again. You guys do what you think is best for you. I'm not saying that you should buy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy. All I'm saying is what I'm doing based on my research. Please, guys, do your own research and due diligence. But when they did the reverse split, this was the second time I bought my average really high again to like $20-something, $26. I'm going to be averaging down again. That's the kind of warrior mentality that I have, where no one is going to shake me if I believe in a company. If you guys found this video to be informational and inspirational, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel we get rich. We have that warrior mentality, like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.